That was the first time that you said that. And now I have it on video. Perfect.
It's like going into a restaurant and the restaurant has a menu with 200 dishes.
Yeah, terrible, in my opinion as well.
I cannot understand why League of Legends has so much players. Definitely. They should have a meeting not only with Diablo Immortals programmer, also with Apple programmers. Welcome to another episode of the Gamers Playground podcast with Stefan aka Bazooka Bird and myself, Mick aka Van Mick. We are diving today into an interesting topic about League of Legends. Is League of Legends getting too much? That's the topic of today. But before we dive into the topic, let's talk about ourselves a little bit. Start with you, Stefan. Welcome to this podcast.
Welcome, thank you. So, let's talk about our weekend. So, what I'm doing this weekend, we are going to a meetup. This week is again a meetup in Portugal, so that's nice. Looking forward to that. And also every Sunday I go and play volleyball, so that's really nice. Also, give me a lot of points on my watch and saying I'm doing great. That's always perfect. And yeah, maybe I think I will also go to the ocean. But the ocean is at the moment actually really rough. The waves are crazy, really crazy. Normally, if you go to the beach and you walk like there at the beginning to the ocean, now the ocean is like, I don't know, 10 feet more
Really?
it's crazy. And the waves are like, I don't know, 2 meters. So crazy.
Maybe it's because of the hurricane there in the US, because it's the opposite side of it. Maybe it goes that far, I don't know, but could be.
I don't know either. I also thought that would make sense actually. Because it is crazy. It's really crazy. Yeah. And it's also always red flag, so you actually can't go inside the water. So yeah, hopefully the sun is coming at the weekend, and when the sun there, then most of the time it's a yellow flag, and then it's on your own, like, dangerous. So, but yeah, would enjoy. But the water is pretty cold.
It's a good thing. But
Yeah.
probably a lot of people surfing there because of the waves then, no? When yellow flag is?
Not that even red flag they're surfing. I don't know how it's possible,
Oh, really?
but maybe surfer. It's only the rule for swimmers. Maybe surfers can do that. I don't know, but yeah, surfers still red flag going surfing.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, for myself, still in Japan. Also meet up on the weekend and Sunday in the evening this time. So we'll look forward to that. Every time there are different people, so you'll meet a lot of new people all the time. It's pretty cool. I was thinking of renting a car this weekend, so maybe Friday and Saturday or something like that, but not sure. To go to the northern region a little bit to see Hokkaido and stuff like that over there. So either this or next weekend. But yeah, that's spontaneous then.
Nice.
Yo. Then I would say let's dive right into the topic of today, League of Legends. League of Legends is the 4th most played game in 2024 and the years before as well, only beaten by Fortnite, Roblox and Minecraft. The average monthly player, I researched that, the average monthly players of League of Legends are 130 million per month, which is very impressive. The average hourly players, so every hour, 1.5 million, which is also stunning. And the peak viewers on Twitch in the last 30 days were 1.1 million viewers. So a really big player base, the 4th most played game in history, or this year. And yeah, over the last 10 years, also one of the most played games. So we talk a little bit about that. And we talk a little bit about, is it getting too much? And Stefan can start with this first question about League of Legends because he is the more pro League of Legends player. I'm the noob League of Legends player, so you will have both views on League of Legends.
That was the first time that you said that. And now I have it on video. Perfect. But yeah, he's right. So let's start with the first question. Question.
I would say, I would say in League of Legends on PC. Mobile, I'm better. We proven that.
You're better. You've proven that. We will see that.
Nah.
No, but let's start. I think the best question is to start. What do you think is the problem to have that many characters into the game? Especially like at the moment, at this time, it is, I think, if I'm right, 165 characters you can play. And my question, what do you think, why can be this a problem?
Yeah, first of all, it is definitely overwhelming. It is overwhelming because it's like going into a restaurant and the restaurant has a menu with 200 dishes. Then you need so long to decide what kind of dish you want. So it's overwhelming to decide what to play because you want to see all the characters at first, and it takes a lot of time to do that. Of course, you have the free characters every week, so you probably can start with them, but you have to decide which character to buy first, right? So that can be the first very overwhelming pain. The other overwhelming pain is you have to know every character to get to be good in the game, in the late game, I would say, because you have to know when you match a character on your lane, you have to know what kind of spells he has and how you can beat him, how you can outplay him. And with 168 characters, it's almost for a new player almost not doable, right? So you have to study it like a course on a university or something like that to get really good in the game. It's really almost like a profession to study all this kind of shit. And not only that, also which runes is my opponent character taking with him. I don't know if it's still called runes, but you know what I mean, the mastery.
Yeah,
right?
masteries or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Which mastery is he taking with? That change things also how you should play against him. So a lot of components which will change your potential gameplay and game style. So from a low player perspective, very overwhelming, I would say. What do you think about this
Yeah,
stuff?
I would say the same things actually. Like, if you want, for example, as an achievement player, you have to spend a lot of time to learn this game because, like Michael said, you need to know every character. You need to understand what kind of skills he's doing, what are the range of his spells, even auto attack, what the range of his auto attacks. Then you need to know the mastery. You need even to know what kind of items I have to use for this character. And the items also every time changing. So it is really hard. And also, for example, maybe you see on your biggest streamer or your role model in League of Legends that you're like saying, I want also to play Yasuo because they can do crazy stuff. Then you buy it, and he's one of the expensive one, and then you spend all your earned money on the character, and then you figure out later on it's not your champion. It feels not like it is, and it's way harder to play actually. Because it is more easier to play range because you have space and can do more mistakes. If you're into the fight, you're inside, and well, then you're lost. So it is pretty hard, and even now I know most of the characters actually, but like the newest one, they can do crazy stuff. For example, there's one character. Normally you have 3 normal spells and then your ultimate, right? He has 3 spells and the ultimate. But like if you use the first spell, for example, the 3 spells changing. If you use the second one, the 3 spells are changing. So you have in total 9 spells.
Jeez.
And for example, the third spell is like kind of support stuff. You can slow, you can stun. The second one, the whole skills will change, I think, in a kind of way, like more like a AO damage. And your Q is like really like, I think they're doing the most damage. But still, Faker is playing that one really good, and most of the time, or not most of the time, but he picked it also in a tournament. And I played that, and I think like I didn't understand anything, and I was like clicking only my buttons, and then want to make damage, and then I slowed and make some stupid things. So it is really hard to understand champions, even if you know most of them, and still you don't. Then also, for example, if you level 4 and your opponent is level 6, that's a huge difference, and you think like you can fight them, but no, they will do one skill and you're almost dead, for example. And I think it is really hard to understand the game and what you have to be careful.
So short question in between for all the League of Legends players that they know you a little bit better. What are your top 3 picks in case of champions?
Okay, like if I'm starting, I think I started as a support actually, and I went for a Morgana if I'm right. So I played mainly Morgana, and then maybe Fresh, and it was like, I don't know, like how long is it? Maybe 10 years ago.
6 years.
5, 6. It was a long time ago. So Morgana was my main first pick. Then I was angry because if you have a bad ADC, well, you cannot do anything on the bot lane. Then I changed, I think, to ADC actually. I love to play Ezreal. Was quite good actually in ADC carry. But at this time I think League of Legends was way easier actually to play. And for now, my main pick would be jungle and then Amumu. I love to play Amumu. Because if you hit someone with your ulti or with your stun, especially if you have the right moment with your ultimate, well, you can change games. And that's I love this kind of moments where you can have an impact with your ultimate and can change from a losing moment to a winning moment, and I love this kind of champions. For example, on League of Legends has also a mobile version, and I love to play Cannon because you can turn with his ultimate everything, and yeah, so that's my picks. What are your picks?
My picks? Good question. When I was when I played on PC, I mainly played mid lane all the time. So on mid lane, what I enjoyed most was probably Orianna in the mid.
Lissandra, I think Lissandra you also liked.
No, it was Orianna. I played mostly Orianna or Azir.
Azir, right? Yeah.
You mean the rock lady? What was she called?
Talia.
Talia, right?
Yeah.
These were the 3 which I played on the mid lane, which I liked. But on the mobile version, I played. I don't know what was the name of the character, of the support character I played. The woman with the big gun, who's
Senna.
half ADC. Senna. Senna was my go-to. With her, I was pretty strong because she suited my playstyle pretty good. I could harass people from the distance, made a lot of damage, and have a lot of impact to annoy them. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. Have a really good history with Senna on mobile. Yeah, but
Nice.
my mid action was more bad than good. But I liked it because
Yeah.
it's a one-on-one and you can have an impact on the top or on the bottom. So yeah,
Okay. Do you have a question?
yeah. It's a perfect thing because we were talking about how confusing it is for new players. So how, in general, how new player friendly is League of Legends?
I would say that the intro is actually quite good. So the starting into League of Legends is pretty awesome. They show you there are different characters, like mages. I would say that the beginning is really good because you know what you have to do. You need to kill the turrets. After the second turret, you need to kill the last turret, and then you're in the inhibitor. If you kill the inhibitor, there will be coming bigger minions, and then you need to destroy the nexus, and then you win the game. And so it's pretty easy, um, like on a easy way. But if you go then really into the game, um, then it gets a little bit difficult because, for example, if you're a new player, you will join the game. Well, there will be someone who is maybe already into the game, and then you go into bot lane maybe, or even you don't know that there's a bot lane, and on the bot lane they're always playing ADC carrier and support. You can't play like a Garen on the bot lane, for example. Or someone has to be in the jungle. What is the jungle? Um, Maybe they know like from the thing, but from the intro, but they cannot know that it has to be someone in the jungle. And if the lanes are picked, then well, you're the last one. You have to pick jungle, for example. So in this kind of thing, I think it's difficult. So yeah, but the intro into the game, playing maybe some bot games, should be no problem. But if you really go into the game, you will have a hard time, I think. And even like if people are, for example, a lot of people likes to smurf, and well, if you have some diamonds or platin or gold players playing against first time players, well, they will destroy you like you cannot even see them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think to dive right into the game and to play the intro and maybe a few bot games, that's not an issue and that's fun as well. But once you're going into the normal games or the ranked games, then it gets really harsh and toxic very quickly. That's the annoying thing for new players as well because they don't know anything. It's like someone is going into other games, into shooting games, and um, don't know which are the perfect route, which is the perfect route to go to B to detonate the bomb or something like that, or you're the bomb carrier then. So it is very difficult then. And also, League of Legends is not easy to play with friends as well because, for example, you're new in League of Legends and you want to play with your friends, then you're getting ranked with his rank, right? And a lot of other players from in between those ranks are coming in, and you're always as a new player the underdog and getting destroyed. So the fun is is actually not there. Besides, you have a very steep learning curve, and you're putting a lot of time into the game. When I think for myself, for example, I like the gameplay of League of Legends a lot. I like to play the champions because a lot of champions are very cool. A lot of skins are very cool. It's fun to play the game, but the modes you have, because you have to go always into this very hyper competitive and toxic gameplay. There is no gameplay outside of that. You can do bot games, but that's not the thing. You know that's not the thing which makes you happy long term. So you have to go into this hyper competitive thing, and you cannot fuck up, because you fuck up two times, and then the whole game turns toxic and people flame at you. And that's the bad thing. And that's taking all the fun of the game from you, and you don't want to invest yourself in it, because you know how you have to play it like a job, that it's maybe fun at some point. But if you're not doing that, then you cannot play League of Legends casually. That's not. It's impossible. It's not possible. Even the gameplay is nice, and even the characters are cool, and even it's fun to play, but the community is dog shit. That's my experience. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, like we had one comment in our last videos where someone said just mute them. Every time mute everyone to have a better experience actually. But yeah, it is quite hard. What do you think is for yourself was the biggest problem for yourself to enjoy the game and also have progress in the game?
League of Legends is hard, I think, because of the farming. When I compare it to Heroes of the Storm, you have the principle is the complete same. You have
Three
to destroy
lanes.
the turrets and the champions, and the inhibitors. That's it. And but it was way easier, and the barrier of entry was way lower, because you don't have to time everything perfectly. Your internet connection has to be perfectly to farm those minions, because when you're in a little bit higher rank, like gold and above, for example, then it is very important to do your minion farming correctly. Besides, you only can play support, then that's the only option. But if support is not fun for you, then it's dog shit. So if you're on a lane and you want to be in your preferred lane, then you have to get on this game, and you have to invest a lot of time to get this right, because the whole the whole management of the wave, wave management, the whole wave management is so important and so difficult to do. It's like you have to apply to a course on the university as well. It's not
True.
easy, and the timing as well. Everything very difficult. So that was probably one of the most difficult things, and which destroyed the fun as well. I think if that point would not be there, it would be way easier.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the farming as a beginner is quite hard, and you have to farm actually, because if you getting way behind, then the other one has more gold, can buy better items, and he can destroy you. If someone
You're
is,
getting snowballed. Yeah.
yeah, so, and also like for example, if you for example make two mistakes and the other one gets two kills, well, the game is, and he's good, the game is almost over, because you will not get back to this. So you can only try to help other lanes, but if they are also losing, well, it's over. And I think the hardest, I would also say the hardest thing is actually wave management and map awareness, to actually place the wards on the best spots, to know where is maybe the jungle, and
And in the
to,
right timing, right? Because
yeah,
you need
right
the
time.
experience to
Yeah.
know what would be the perfect place where the jungle is at the moment, and then to place the ward at the right time.
Yes, correct. And also like to maybe see opportunities that you, for example, if your wave is pushing, well, you don't need to be on the lane. Then you can maybe help your top laner, your
Yeah.
jungler, you can make vision. So there's a lot of stuff behind the scene which you have to do actually to be good. For example, like my best time was like where I was like I think EU West 2%, top 2%. I think that was my biggest biggest achievement in League of Legends so far, and I can't never go back to this kind of position anymore, because if I want to go back to this position, I have at least to spend maybe 5 hours a day to come again to this place, because at this time I played like every day at least, I don't know, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours. And yeah, so if you don't spend time into learning your characters, into learning, getting better at wave manage, even wave management, there are so many stuff you can do, like freeze the lane, you can push the lane, you can freeze the lane in the middle, slow push, and all this kind of stuff. So, and then you need to kill one mage or two mages, or one in the front, or the cannon, or like it is really like math to count and then make decisions. Okay, I need +2 minions that I push slow, or -2 to make a freeze, for example. So
Or farming under the tower.
yeah, farming under the tower.
That's crazy difficult.
Yeah, and yeah, it is really a lot of things you need to know. And yeah, as a beginner, you will most likely first need to learn the basics, but still there will be people who are smurfing and will kill you and farm you. But yeah,
Yeah.
wave management and map awareness is, I think, the difficulty most.
What do you think? Will it be a problem in the future if League of Legends continues to launch champions? Because we are already at 165 champions. And if they launch more, every new player has to learn even more champions.
I think they will have no option than doing that, actually, because otherwise the game will die. So I'm pretty sure there will still coming new characters, and it is also nice to have new characters, and they are still missing some kind of characters which I would like to have, actually, like kind of way like Talia, but like in a fire version or a water version, ice version, like so kind of avatar. So they have like a lot of options still there. So yeah, that's no question. There will coming more, and it will be getting more difficult because a new player has to know then 200, 300 characters, and it always needs more time with more characters to get to know these characters. And yeah, but yeah, you will not have an option to not do that.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking about that point as well when I wrote it down, and when I thought about questions for this podcast, and I see the negative side of it, that you have to learn, and it makes the whole game way more complex with each character. But I thought about it, as you said, what is the alternative? What is the alternative? That's the model of League of Legends, and they do it successful since the past 15 years. So it works till today, till 165 champions, and the only thing which would be possible is to slow down to launch champions. But other than that, there will be no option for them. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's also the main goal why it is successful, because there are so many champions. Because like for example, everyone connects to one champion or one playstyle. And you like, for example, you're a mid laner. I'm liking at the moment jungle because you have the most impact for the game, actually, because you can be most everywhere. But so I like to play jungle, and then I like to play champions which can have a big impact in team fights. Amamu, Cannon, which is not a jungle, but just like um, champions who has an impact, and then I can search for
Mm.
these kind of champions, and then I can play them, and one I will love, and the other one I will not love, and think, what a stupid champion. But there's will be one who is like, wow, that's my champion, and when there are more coming, it will getting more perfect with your personality. So you will some someday you will find your perfect character to yourself.
So why is League of Legends then one of the most played games in the past 10 years? What do you think? What are the reasons for that?
I think the competitive side is pretty awesome. The playstyle is pretty awesome. The game has a lot of strategic thinking behind the game. It's not only you killing minions, you killing towers. No, you have to think about wave management. You have to be map awareness. You have to make traps. You are thinking about your team fights. You're thinking about team comps. What is good as, for example, bot lane? What is a good support for Ezreal? And so you always have a lot of opportunities to think, and I think that makes the game interesting. And what I think what is League of Legends is doing really great. Every season is different. So, for example, you there's a season where tanks are really weak, which doesn't make sense to pick tanks in top lane or jungle, for example. And it's the season of like assassins, like whatever. What is Elise? No, Elise is not an assassin.
Talon.
What is Talon? Yeah, let's go with Talon. So and
K6.
K6, genau. Right. So, genau was German. So, I think that makes it interesting because every season feels different. For example, I think this season they changed the map. So the map changed, Baron changed, Herald changed. The dragon, like, I think, I don't know, 5 seasons ago, the dragon was different. Now the dragons are differently. Then the map has it depends on the drakes. Um, then the map is also changing it depending on the drakes. For example, you have portals if you have that drake, or you have more bushes and speed up in the jungle, depending on dragons. So a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff is changing. Every time a new season is coming. Even champions are changing. You have, for example, Udyr. Udyr had a rework. Skarner has a rework. Completely different champions. So I think that is League of Legends good in making always changing. Even items. For example, I don't know, new items, items changing, getting better, mastery changing. This season works good with this mastery. Next time you will have a new mastery. So I think that's why the game is good, because it is in kind of way always new, but still the same for the current players. And the ranked, I think the competitive side is what makes it interesting.
Yeah, that was also kind of a big thing because you had to. I don't know. I cannot understand why League of Legends has so much players, so many players. I cannot understand it actually because it's or there's something wrong with my thought process. But I don't think League of Legends is a very casual friendly game. You know, you have to you have to prepare a lot of information beforehand before to play the game. You have to know what kind of items do I have to use for the character, what kind of masteries do I have to use for the character, what kind of matchup do I play, which character do I. So a lot of things in before you play the game. So I don't know. That's when I think about it. It's for me either it's something wrong in my thought process or I don't know. Um,
Yeah,
But stats are telling the truth. So something has to be with League of Legends, which is casual friendly as well, because not all 130 million players are higher than platinum or diamond. So probably most of the 130 million players are playing between bronze and
so yeah,
gold. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That's
So I don't
yeah,
get it.
yeah, that's true. But I think, like I said, the competitive side. I think that's the biggest point actually, because every like streamer, every YouTuber, every player actually wants to get better at the game, and it is like also rewarding, like getting like silver, gold, platinum, challenger, and I think that's like always the same, always trying to get better into the game, and League of Legends has there like a nice feature for that. I think that's the thing.
Is maybe the League of Legends esports um, the thing why the game is so popular?
Yeah, I had that in my mind. I would want to say it actually, but I forget it already. Yeah, I think that's also one point. Yeah, for sure. The esport. I think I'm not sure in numbers, but I think League of Legends is one of the biggest esports events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's not the biggest, but it's definitely one of the biggest. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So I think most of the gamers know Faker or Caps. The older one know
Or
maybe
Bjergsen's.
Bjergsen,
Right.
Double Lift. So
The Reckless.
Reckless, yeah. So there are like a lot of players, um, which people know, which they like, and also it's nice to watch because you think if you played the game and you see what some best players in the world are doing, you think like, oh, it's not from the world. It's crazy what they are doing, and the reaction time when you think like, it's crazy. It's crazy what people can do if they're really, really good in this game and know everything and have the awareness, and it's crazy. And Faker's one of the best.
Yeah, it's stunning to watch it, and also the whole team aspect and the strategy in those teams, how you see when they play and how everything is so well prepared and the everything works right. The whole teamwork is insane. So it's really enjoyable to watch it, and you get a feeling for the teams, and you also sympathize with some players, and then you get a fan of the team and stuff. So I think the industry works, but when it comes to esports, maybe we will make another podcast about that. But um, the whole industry, esports industry, especially for League of Legends, is not profitable. So it makes a lot of losses every year. But when you get to see what it makes with the game, with 130 million players, I think it plays a very big role, the whole esports thing, because it makes a lot noise in the world. And if you can imagine now launching $500 skins and stuff like that with 130 million people playing the game, that's a huge opportunity. And I bet League of Legends makes very big bags. I haven't researched it yet, what kind of bags they do, but yeah, probably insane. And I think that's why esports is so important. Even it's not profitable. It's important for the game. It's not profitable for the teams, or for most of the teams. It's not profitable, but it's profitable for the game. So probably the game has to um, support the teams. Otherwise, it's not possible. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe Riot is supporting the teams and spending some
They
money
are,
inside. Yeah.
but there was also a controversy. I think last or 2 years before that they were thinking about cutting the league in America or something like that. So big things behind the curtain going
Okay.
on. But yeah, something topic for another podcast probably.
Yeah.
One thing, I do have a question because my
If you have a follow-up, let's go.
yeah. One thing what was also confusing me besides the lane farming and under the tower farming was when I got into the game newly. I wanted to try it a couple months before as well. You come into the game and it looked like a free-to-play mobile version of a online game where a lot of things popping up. The battle pass pops up, the crafting thing pops up, the event pops up. So I thought I'm in Call of Duty Warzone or Call of Duty Mobile, and everything was popping up. I don't know what's going on, and you have 2 battle passes. I don't know. It's crazy. So is the menu and the UX too much lately? Because of all the events, battle passes, crafting, shops, etc.
Yeah. Well, first, one question for the community. What are your thoughts on that? Because
Yeah.
we don't know. We always asking us if we are maybe too old.
Maybe.
So, yeah, maybe that's a problem. But in my opinion, it's crazy. And I don't like it. Like, if you think about like 10 years ago about the UI in League of Legends, it was clean. You really know where you have to click to go to the different places. Now, if you want to see which characters do you have, or want to shop new champions, or I don't know, there are like many options now, or like in the crafting system and all this kinds of stuff. You don't know actually where you have to click now. You know at some time, but it's really difficult now. And there are like different options, different pop-ups. Also, for example, um, like in the middle, I think it's also mixed with the TFT, I think, where you have the battle pass, where you can also earn stuff, and then you have these cards where you can cards, and then you get discounts on skins, and a lot of stuff is going on.
And you have I think 3, 4, or 5 or 6 currencies in the game.
Yeah, yeah, I don't
The
understand.
crystal, another crystal. Then you have the pokey thing. Then you have the I don't know, the essence. Then you have
Yeah,
the RP. I don't know.
yeah, you
Nobody.
have orbs, you have a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Jesus.
Well,
In
that's
case of UX, it's disgusting.
yeah, terrible in my opinion as well. But yeah, let us know what you think about it. That would be pretty awesome to know. Uh, if we
Yeah,
are on
maybe
this, yeah,
maybe the new generation likes it when it looks like being in a casino and everything is bling bling and everything goes on here on the screen, and maybe they're hyper focused on it because otherwise they would fall asleep. I don't know.
yeah,
Probably, maybe.
yeah. That's a good word. Casino, yeah. It looks like casino, correct?
It looks like because everything is
Yeah,
flashing on the screen. It was brutally overwhelming, but we're not the youngest gamers anymore.
yeah.
So
But I have on that a follow-up question. Do you
yeah,
think that there is a reason for that? Maybe it is good for sales, so they're making maybe a lot of money with the microtransaction. Do you think that's a big role that they're like, for example, you have actually on every page the option to buy something?
in my opinion, I don't think it really encourages buying more because, for example, I wanted to see what kind of skins there are for certain characters. I couldn't find it. I needed 3 or 4 minutes to find this shop site for the skins or for the specific skin for my character. So everything is behind 3. I don't know. You need 3 or 4 or 5 clicks, specific clicks onto specific things to get to your target. It's in case of user experience, I think it's way too much and way too. Everything is
Complicated.
hidden. Yeah, it's so complicated. I cannot see that this is improving the sales. I think you could make it way cleaner and way better. And as cleaner as it is, and as easier it is to use, the user will get the feeling to buy something, and when he knows where to buy something, then it's not an issue. Then it's way easier. I cannot see a world where this kind of menu is encouraging user more to spend money. I cannot see that. I can see it. Which a game which did a very good job in it was Diablo Immortal. Diablo Immortal was very good because that was actually the thing. When things popped up, there was the button to instantly buy. So you click on it, something popped up, you clicked on it, and then there was the button to buy. So Diablo Immortal made a ton of money, and they are very good in it. So League of Legends should make a meeting with Diablo Immortal's programmers to improve their money earning, probably.
Maybe
What
not.
do you think?
I think
Do you think it improves sales?
there has to be a reason. I mean, why would you do that if it's not more profitable? Like,
The thing is, you're implementing things. You know how it is. You're implementing things in your application or in your game, and there has to be a certain point where it's too much that you go into the game and rehaul everything. You know.
yeah,
But till this day, you're implementing. Ah, here's another space. Then let's do it in there. Here's another space. Ah, now we can't see it anymore. Then make it shiny. Then they can see that a little bit more than the other 25 buttons on the screen. So, yeah,
yeah, they could
I'm
make a little bit like a little cleanup to make everything more intuitive. I would say that.
definitely.
Yeah.
They should have a meeting not only
Yeah.
with Diablo Immortals programmer, also with Apple programmers, because they make it intuitive. Yeah.
Most of the time, yeah. Sometimes not, but most of the time.
Most of the time, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think there's a reason. I think it is working, and maybe we're too old, maybe not. Let's see what our
Yeah,
community
write
is
us
saying.
into the comments. We have
Yeah.
to know.
Yeah, we have to know. Yeah. Do you have another question, or should I go?
I have one last question. How hard
Alright.
is it as a solo queue player to rank up? I mean, how much time do I have to put into to get to a decent rank?
What
And
is a decent rank?
A decent rank, for example, is diamond. That's a decent rank. And so how hard is it? And how hard is it compared to duo ranking?
All right. So I'm not anymore an expert. Maybe I wasn't even an expert, but I played a lot in the past. So, and I watched today still some kind of coaching videos. And so what I know is that even the bronze, silver, or let's go with gold players, and they're stuck there, they are crazy good. Like they can make mechanics with their champions better than some like challenger players sometimes. It's crazy. It's crazy how they can sometimes play the champion. It's crazy. So it is hard actually because like even the bronze or silver players, they are good in playing the champion, for example. And that's like one goal already achieved in the game, being good with your champion. And the biggest problem is actually wave management and map awareness and understanding the basics. When do I have to go in? When do I have to stay back? When should I go to my different lanes and support my teammates? When should I don't move and stay and farm? And when should I go back and buy items? All these kind of things. These are like the micro thoughts which you had in your mind. This is the will make the change between bronze to platinum, diamond, and more. So that needs a lot of practice. So, in my opinion, I think you need to spend at least 2 to 3 hours a day to be diamond, in my opinion. But I don't know. Maybe you need less. Maybe if you're a pro and you are have a special skill for League of Legends, maybe you need less. But you need to practice. You need to understand all the champions. You need to know. That's my opinion.
How is it? How is it with duo? Is it easier or is it harder?
I don't know the stats, but I think solo queue is easier because if you have duo, then there is most of the time also a duo in the other team. So you will face also someone who is playing together. So, and that's a problem because if they're good or better, or maybe they're better connected, then you have already a problem. If everyone has the same thing, like everyone is solo, well, then it all depends on your skill and on your teammates playing as a team. And then depends on all the other. But if you play against teams, well, then it's always harder than it's who can better communicate and play the champions.
Okay.
But like I said, I didn't play it
You are the expert. Yeah.
few hours, few years ago. So
few hours ago.
don't take my words too serious. I would not call me an expert in League of Legends anymore. So write us down in the comments what your thoughts on our question. What do you think? How long someone needs to be good in the game, and do we really need to spend every day? And would be interesting to know.
So last question in general, is League of Legends getting too much, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes.
I would say yes.
You say yes, I say no, because League of Legends, the numbers speak for themselves. Even I cannot explain it. 130 million players in a month is insanity. It is really insane. It's a lot. And the fourth most played game at all is very impressive. We never dived into Fortnite, Roblox, or Minecraft, actually. We skipped those games completely, right? Or did you play something?
Not true.
Did you play Fortnite?
I played Fortnite, actually, yes. But I didn't like it. I didn't like the building. Otherwise, the Battle Royale is nice, shooting nice. I loved it, but I didn't like the building. If you can't build in Fortnite, you will lose. That's the thing. And if you see like these streamers when they are building, I'm too old for that.
That's crazy, yeah.
Yeah. And Minecraft I also played. I bought it and I played it. But like 1 week maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I've never played it. But it's one of the most popular games.
Sure.
So, if you're still watching at this moment, thank you for watching the podcast, and please give us a subscription here. Follow us on YouTube. Give this video a like if you liked it, and comment with the things we said. Thank you for watching, and this podcast is coming every Monday and Friday. So, you're getting really good content every Monday and Friday, something to listen to you for your ears. And as always, I would say the last words are yours, Stefan.
All right. Thank you for listening. If you have any nice topics, write us down in the comments. And other than that, as you can see, we also played other games, and we see us in the next podcast. Bye-bye, guys.